Hello everyone and welcome to the Hair Table. My name is Lindsay Briggs and I will be your host today. Today we are talking about the celebration of black hair and black hair care and the evolution of it. For so long, black hair has been a way to celebrate our differences and our creativity, and we're gonna dive deep into that today. I would like you to meet Dayla, Hennessy, and Maria. We're going to be diving into that discussion today. But before we do, we are going to take you to the first clip.
The history of black hair, our hairstory. The history behind all elaborate designs and hairstyles originated in different ethnic groups in Africa. The first known example of dreadlocks date back to ancient Egypt, where dreadlocks appeared on many artifacts. Ancient Egyptians with dreadlocks have also been recovered from archaeological sites. Socially, hair grooming played a significant part in status and identity in African tribes. It was a way to identify someone's social status based on ethnicity, social rank, age, marital status, wealth, fertility, manhood, religion, and death. Twisting, braiding, cotton or wool thread weaving, adding animal fat, or mud and clay were all techniques used to create these elaborate looks.
I think it's great to get some of that history from the clip because I think the big misconception is with black hair, every black woman has the same type of texture of hair, but we all have different styles. As you can see, we have the braids, we have the natural, lovely poofs going on. So I just want to go around, whoever wants to start. What is your hair story like? What products do you use to make the styles that you have currently?
Shea butter and coconut oil because it helps my hair and it softens it. It makes it easy for me to comb it out and just put it in the poof for the rest of the week.
I definitely agree with that too, because the coconut oil, you really need that moisture, especially with natural hair, because we like to put the gels and stuff to make it stick or make the curls stick so it doesn't get poofy, but I think the moisturization is like big key.
A lot of natural shampoo and conditioner. And for when I have braids, I only do the Cantu root relief because itchy scalp, nobody likes it, so you gotta keep your scalp nice and moisturized.
Definitely, Cantu is a good one. It smells real good too.
Yeah, for me it's different for me because Cantu is it's heavy on my hair, so I use Shea Moisture. It's fine because it's not as thick. And coconut oil also sits on my hair, so I'll use it in my deep conditioner, but I won't use it flat out. I'll use jojoba oil or Jamaican black castor oil.
I think also a misconception is if you have natural hair, actually rocking, the natural hair, but we can also straighten it too. We're very versatile in how we do our cornrows, how we straighten it. Can you talk a little bit about it's still being natural, but actually straightening it? It doesn't mean a perm, whether that is a perm or not with a straightening comb or something. Do you guys ever do that to switch up the looks?
So I have not put heat on my hair for about a year.
That's
because because when I was younger, I would go to the salon and blow dry my hair every week or every 2 weeks. So my hair was really dry, it was damaged, and it was just, the heat was crazy. So I don't use heat, but I do like to switch it up. So wigs.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Because I do like straight hair, but I can't do it to my own hair.
Yeah. I haven't straightened my hair in 7 years because I went natural when I was in middle school. And it's just I didn't like having my hair straight anyways because every time I went to the salon, they would burn my scalp. And I'm I can't do this every week. So I just stopped doing it.
I had no idea that people had so many strong opinions about my hair. I'd be walking down the street and somebody say something and it'd be derogatory, and I'm just why are you so concerned about what I have and how I rock my hair?
They kept asking me why my hair looked the way it did, why my hair wasn't thin, or why it didn't blow in the wind, why were my puffs so puffy.
I was still struggling with accepting the natural texture of my.
I am pretty sure most of us have some of those stories of just those issues of just being accepted, with our natural hair. For me, I went to a predominantly, Caucasian school. I was in medical school, and even when I went off to college. So it was always that, like, questioning when I switched up my hair, when it wasn't straight anymore, when I put some braids in it. So that was always pretty annoying, or somebody touching my hair because they just didn't understand it. I always kind of felt on the spot, or like I had to explain for everyone black, every black woman I had to explain. So that was pretty annoying. So I know you guys have some personal stories growing up.
For me, I go to, like, the students at my school are, like, mostly black. It's just a lot of white teachers. And the more, it's my family, actually, that were more like, why are you doing this to your hair? It's just like, I remember because it was me and my older sister, we started being natural, like 7 years ago in my family. On my dad's side, was like, why aren't you straightening your hair no more? Why do you have your hair out like that? Like, why is it so puffy? It looks like it's not done. I'm like, because I don't want to straighten my hair anymore. And I don't want to spend like hundreds of dollars just to get it straightened, and then when it rains, it's just gonna go back to a poof. So I'm not gonna keep doing it. And my hair was like, I wouldn't say damaged, but I felt like it was getting to that, because like I started feeling like my ends starting to feel like plastic, like really hard. And I'm just like, I didn't want to do it anymore. So I stopped, and I just been natural. Even if they say, oh, you should straighten it, I haven't listened to them. So I just done what I think was right for my hair.
I touched on how I used to straighten my hair all the time, but it like made me angry when I would wet my hair, and I'm like, this isn't the hair that I used to have, so I don't want this. And so I stopped straightening it because I hated the heat anyway. But I got pushback from my mom when I cut it really short. It was like a little fro, because she was like, this isn't presentable, and this is like, you need to like keep it up in a puff.
The hardest thing is actually like when it's family members, like your own people, being like, why are you wearing it like this? And it's just like, this is how I was born. This is how my hair is. So can you talk about that? Like, just from your own family members or people, other black women, black men actually talking about, because sometimes we get it from our own community and not even from other cultures. How does that make you feel, your self-esteem and, being confident in rocking your natural hair when we have so many people that have so much to say?
What happened to your hair? Like, why is it different? Like, see, I like to try new things. Like, it helps it grow. Like, for you, you put it in a bun, it grows overnight. For me, it does not happen like that. It takes years. And it just gets me upset that they keep asking these questions. What happened? Like, I did my hair. It's different because I want it to be different.
Yeah. But I think what makes us different makes us special too. And that kind of segues into the next clip, because we're seeing now that other cultures want to rock braids. They want to, rock an afro or put on a wig that kind of emulates our hair texture and style. So it's pretty funny to come from like a history of like, why are you doing this, or why do you want to do this? But it's like, but you want to do it because I see you. So that's pretty interesting, and we'll get into that conversation.
The Kardashians do it, all of a sudden it's boxer braids. I'm sorry, just because your nanny rocked them first and then she braided everybody else's hair in the family and now everybody wants to have boxer braids. Oh, the Kardashians have cornrows, not boxer braids. Like, come on, y'all. Like, let's stop.
I was both nervous and excited about getting my hair braided. It was a cool opportunity, and I love the way they look on some women, so it was interesting to try it out for myself.
Hi. Hello, hi, I'm Stasha.
Jordan, nice to meet you.
Same here.
Well, I had never gotten it done before, so I really didn't know what to expect. I also thought that it was gonna hurt a lot. Once I was there, it was fine. Like, Stasha's really sweet. There was nothing to really be worried about.
I wanna know if it's gonna hurt. I brought Advil, should I take it?
No.
No, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, it's a line to get my hair braided. Okay, so you've seen the Kardashians, right?
Yes.
Okay, so have more people been coming in here since they posted that on Instagram or did whatever they did?
For the bigger braids with extensions, yes.
Yes.
And I know I've seen like Katy Perry and Kim Kardashian.
Wow, that was interesting, right? So in that clip, we're talking about, they reference Kim Kardashian and the boxer braids, and we have that visual right here, and you guys can actually see it as well, too. What are we feeling about that? I mean, boxer braids, really? Like, seriously? I personally feel a certain way because if someone doesn't know the history and where it came from, or they're not around, Black culture to really like take it in and don't have friends like that, I feel like you have no business just taking, for one, you always talked about it, or you have a family that has always talked about, natural hair and it not being appropriate and it not being professional enough. I know that I've always gotten that. So to now, see braids becoming acceptable. On one hand, I'm really happy about it because I'm rocking mine and I'm on, TV too. So I don't feel the pressure to straighten my hair, but I was gonna do it anyway after a while. But what do we feel about this? Like Kim Kardashian and her taking it on, and now everybody is just like, oh yeah, I want to rock some boxer braids. Like, that's not even the right word. They're cornrows. But what do we feel about it?
Like, don't give, because I know, like, people are like, oh, now boxer braids. Like, what is a boxer braid? Like, it's either cornrows, box braids. Like, it's not that. And it's just, like, and if she knows, like, for that, them to give her the credit saying she invented it is, like, literally wrong. Like, I have no problem with people wearing cornrows, box braids. But, like, if you don't give the credit where it's due, then you're just saying, oh, you did this, when it wasn't the case. And that's the thing that upsets me the most about that.
Yeah, it's kind of like society doesn't really, like, acknowledge the truth about, like, the history and, like, the problems that they had with it, and now it's just like, oh, I want to rock it. It's something trendy, so I'll do it. But it's just like, are you not going to acknowledge that this wasn't appropriate for a long, long time, and now it's appropriate because you're wearing it or that you're accepting it? So I definitely agree with you there.
It's like you shouldn't rename it just because. I mean, yeah, boxers do cornrows, so like their hair won't get in their faces when they do box or fight or train or anything, but it's not boxer braids, it's just cornrows or box braids.
Yes.
I know this is like what we see in the media, and Kim Kardashian, she's always in the media, but like, what about when we're just like around in our communities and stuff? Is there ever a time where you guys see a Caucasian woman or a Caucasian man rocking dreads, or, what is the feelings that come over you when you see that?
Like, I don't mind, like, I know, like, there have been a lot of white people in my neighborhood recently, and it's like, oh yeah, so like, make it more diverse. Like, I have no problem with it, but like, it's just like, I'm happy that it's getting out there, but not in the way it needs to be. Like, it should be the way, like, oh, this lady, African-American woman, man, created box braids or cornrows. Like, don't say that they're like, oh, I'm gonna do the famous, like, Katy Perry braids. Like, it's not famous because she created it. Like, she is, like, taking on somebody's culture. And, like, that's the problem that I have with it. If you don't respect it, don't do it. Like, don't take credit where it's not due.
What do you think, Hennessy? I see you bopping your head over there, so I'm just like, what are you thinking?
Okay, so it's a big deal for people at my school. White people don't do that, and we wouldn't allow it because there's so much wrong with being Black in a white institution and seeing going through things like racism and being discriminated against, and then seeing people do what you do and not being discriminated against, and like we don't rock with that. So, because like I don't deserve to be discriminated against. So why aren't you? Because there's a system out there that puts you at an imbalance, at a power imbalance, and so that's like dead. That's dead.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna take part of the culture, you should accept everything in that culture. And don't make it about stereotypes or anything like that. Cause like every person, race, religion, there's a bad person. And you can't label it just to be one thing, cause like that's how you presume it to be. Like if you're gonna take something from somebody's culture, you have to like everything from that culture, not just that part. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like we dove deep today, and this could be something that we could keep going on and on and on for hours, because it just brings in the conversation of, you know, racism, systematic issues, and white privilege, but because they can just, you know, take our culture, our hairstyles, and just rock it and rebrand it, and it'd be fine. And like you said, Hennessy, we're not having that. So I think conversations like this are really, really great, and I thank all of you, and I think this was a great conversation, and I look forward to more.